Okay, Sasha, thank you so much for coming on and showing us what you're going to show us today. It's always nice to chat with you. It's always nice to chat with you. And so that being said, can you tell us real quick, for those who don't know you, who are you? Tell us a little bit about Sepago, and of course, the solution that you're going to show off that your colleague Marcel has put together. And so yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Doug. Well, actually, first about me, my name is Sasha, as you said. I'm responsible for our innovation department here at Sepago. And today I will show you a solution a great colleague of mine, Marcel Meurer, did, and which is something as an add-on on the Log Analytics from Azure OMS. And just a short line about Sepago. We're an IT consultants company from Cologne in Germany. We do have sites in Hamburg and Munich as well. And we are specialized, in three business areas, which is cloud solutions, network and mobility, and data center and modern workplace client. And that's where we are helping our customers mainly with our partner companies, Microsoft and Citrix, whose solutions we are using there. And actually, that was the reason why Marcel came up with this solution, as it will help those customers running in RDS or Citrix environment to get a little bit more insight on that. And that is special rule, great word, it is especially on a user's experience point of view.
You bet. In Sepago, this is not the first solution you made like this, or you guys are, a lot of people out there watching this video might remember Sepago from Profile, the Citrix Profile tool, right?
Yes, so it's a while since we went. I think about 7 years now, where we sold the formerly called Sepago Profile to Citrix, which you may know as user profile management right now. And we also did a software called Profile Migrator, which is helping customers in migrating user settings from one solution to another, one platform to another, which we actually set freeware a week ago. As we are not actively supporting it anymore. So we thought it would be just fine for everybody to use. But we will not support it anymore. So get it, try it for free. It will work. But just in case everything crashes, we're not responsible. No, just kidding.
Yeah, it's good German technology, just like everything you guys have made. Very solid solution. So that being said, I'm really excited about this. You have shown me this solution. I was quite impressed, and I'm really excited for you to share this with, our viewers and in the world out there, my community. So, what are you going to show today? Can you talk a bit about, what this log analyzer is?
Yeah, actually, it's set up on the Azure OMS Log Analytics. So what we did there is a workspace for that, and it allows an administrator to log information from workers, maybe RDS environment or your Citrix environment. And therefore, sure, there are performance measurements which are very user-centric, but also we are measuring data which is machine-centric. And we bring all of this together in a very handy graphical user interface running on Azure. And so it will help administrators in many ways. So we can see information about sessions, processes, application behavior. We can see which apps are crashing when. And it also actually helps an administrator to monitor the behavior. And it brings you the possibility to analyze this data without it being stripped. So we're really logging all of this information, and it will not be stripped down over time. So you could go back up to 24 months to see what has happened. So just not going back that far, for example, an administrator is getting a ticket where it said that a session of a user crashed, which was like maybe 2 or 3 hours before. As an administrator, you really could go back to that point in time and dig down into your systems, into the user sessions to see what happened. And the good thing is you don't need any extra infrastructure for that. So you just need to install a client on actually the agent on the systems to be monitored, and you need your specific workspace for OMS Log Analytics, and then you're done. So talking about that, I just have pointed you to the web page of LogAnalytics, which is, by the way, totally free. We don't let you pay anything for that. So just download it, try it out, and to see for you what's in it. Just for, what is often asked for is the installation process. I just will open the package, so you're going to see it's no rocket science. As you can see, there is an agent which you can install. Just call this from the command line with a parameter install, and it then will install the agent on all of the systems as a scheduled task. So everything you need for that is included into the solution. So that is what you do for test purposes. And if you like that, you could just include that in a golden image of the PVS. And on the interface side, we have different views for Citrix environments or for Microsoft environments, which are specific OMS views, for the OMS Log Analytics, to give you different views on this in Azure, which I will come to you right in the next steps. And that's everything you need to do. You just need to import this into the OMS and you're set up.
Very cool. So this is 100% free. There's no license for the agent, anything of that nature?
Exactly. You're free to use it. For sure, you are also free to give us information on what you would like more. You will see we can dig down into data with this tool. So everything we're doing is just like from what we found out with our customers, what they like. But for sure, it is not 100%. It's maybe a 95%. But always with that is it's good to get input from other people what they would like to see. So feel free to contact us in what you want to see during the dig down, and we will have a look if we can implement that.
Very cool. Very cool.
So this is for the web page. You will see, I will not go into all of the pages from the web page, but you will have a step-by-step description of the installation process I just explained shortly. And so if you have installed the agents on the client systems, and you have imported the OMS files into the Microsoft Operations Management Suite, that is what the overview will look like. So you could just, if you remember in the in the zip file, there were 4 views, and these are the views we have imported here, which is about the sessions, the sites and applications, the processes, and the workers. And as you can see here from this environment, it is a Citrix environment. It would look nearly the same within a Microsoft RDS environment, right? And so the only thing you really have to pay for is the costs for transferring of the data, but there is no additional cost for this Azure GUI element as well. So it's really straightforward to import to give you just this overview about these information. Okay, so let's dig into the single parts of the tool. First of all, what you can see here is the first part is the Citrix sessions. If we dig into that by clicking there, you will see that we get an overview about our data in our Citrix farm. And everything you're going to see here is live data. So we're using this, and we just blurred the usernames here for privacy reasons. So But we wanted to go with live data. As you can see, we have a good view on that. So what at first you can see that with the graphs you're going to see here on top, there is something like a big gap over a few days, or actually over the night, which is easily to explain because we're having Eastern here in Germany and I think in the rest of the world as well. But we had spare time there, so on Monday nobody was working. That's why you will not see very much here. You see the one or whatever person which maybe checked the emails, whatever they did, I don't know at the moment. But that's why you're going to see here this gap. So, and what you can see, let's take the log-on duration as one example, because that's very important for users, for the user experience. If they have to wait very long till their session starts, it's really making them crazy. And we have a good example here as for John at the first part, who really needed 1,100 seconds to log on, which is ages actually. And so when we click here, we can see on which system this occurred, and we can see how long it took. So as we have here a time interval of 24 hours, it only happened once. I mean, 1,100 seconds is a lot. And just to be sure, I just called this guy this morning and asked, can you tell me if you had any issues with your session? And he directly started that, log-on was taking ages. And I asked, how long is it actually, are you experiencing that? They said, it's a while. And we're going to see this if we're changing the time interval. You can see that this has been there for at least a week. And so I know that in this environment, someone is going after that, but we directly can see here in this GUI that there are some users whose login time takes a lot, and especially here the first person seems to have a real big issue with that. When we are just changing the interval, so by default the custom interval is only 1 day, 24 hours, and we go for, let's say, 7 days. So we can go a little bit over longer intervals. You could make them even longer. So we can see there are only 2 persons. So those are those 2 persons which are having these issues for a longer time. And the good thing is that when you are seeing something in the environment, with drilling down the time interval to whatever time you want to go back, you really can see when this issue happened. Because we're not cutting any data off here. So you get all of the raw data, and you can really dig down up to the point where you started monitoring to see when a specific issue happened. And so as we're talking here about the Citrix sessions, I just want to scroll to the right a little bit to see what else we're doing here. So we have the log-on duration. We see about the bandwidth of our session. And one point where we see that another user, let's call him Sasha, had some latency during a session. And this was during this 7-day interval. And I can look here in the spike chart as well when this happened during this time. So when we click on this user, we can do this with all of the data being analyzed with LogAnalytics. We directly can see when this happened, and we can see the spikes over here. And we can try now to determine at which real time frame that happened and use other graphs to dig down into this issue any further. But we could see that here a few days ago, somewhere at 11:53 and 2:40, somewhere like that, he really had a big latency where maybe working wasn't so good to do. That's just a small overview about our sessions. So I scroll through, so you're going to see what other measurements we are doing here at the session. At the end, you're going to see all of the max values for the different servers affected. So there should be anything in there for your administrative guy to dig down into these issues.
That's great. That's great. Sasha, how long are you guys retaining data for? You know, What's the data retention time on this thing?
Yeah. So in this special sample, it's 1 month, but you're capable of having the retention time for up to 24 months. It's all depend on how much you pay. Just as I was thinking that you were asking this question, so we looked up how much that would cost. As of March 2017, 1 gigabyte of data, the cost would be about 40 US cents per user per month, and 1 gigabyte costs about $2 a month, something like that. So depending on how much data you are collecting, you then can calculate how much it is, and you will see even if you are collecting a lot of data, it's not a really big cost factor for what you get.
And what determines how much data you're collecting, and what would be, like, let's say, a typical enterprise?
Yeah. So from what we have found out with the customers we are running this it's approximately 40 cents per user per month. So if you're taking all of the costs together, and actually that is for a XenApp site, or actually for a XenApp sites where we're mainly using these mechanisms. For the second overview we're having, that's in this case Citrix sites and applications. Here we just have an overview about how many unique users we're having on this site during the measurement time, and this time it just jumps back to 1 day every time you're switching. That's something I don't like so much, but it's something that's specific to Azure. We didn't find out how to stick to something you have put in here as a range. So for 1 day, looking back here, we have 22 unique users. And what we can see is, what I think is a very interesting part, is which application crashed. So you can see here it's some, system services. And if we're going back a little bit in time, let's take our good old 7 days period, we can see that some other apps, in this case, one app crashed. And if we want to go even further back, we could go to the custom part and say, let's take 2 weeks. And so we could see over the last 14 days which apps have been crashing. And so we see there's, some more who did so. And let's just dig into the Outlook application to see what exactly happens. And now we're going to see an overview about which apps crashed when. And if I scroll down, it will dynamically load further data. And we can go down till we're going to go to the Excel file. Oh, no, Outlook it was, I'm sorry. Here we go. So we saw the last crash. And then we can see a little bit more information. So we could see in which desktop group this crash occurred, and on which exactly XenApp server, to take this information to dig further into this issue in combination with the date where this happened, right?
Yep.
What we could look here is, for example, we could look into the peaks of a specific application. Let's look here for example, for Chrome, and to see what the for the single time slides, the query is. And what I really like is, as you can see here, it's very open for you to see what information we are collecting. And for example, if you don't like the line chart as an display form, you could just change it to, for example, as these are distinct data, you could change it to a stacked bar chart, and which would make it a little bit easier to read out all of the settings. As you can see, with the normal line chart, you saw this this line going down here, but you better can see all of these distinct values showing you the values for this measurement. Okay, so let's go back to the overview on this page. And So, and just go through the little slides of or the little parts here for the Citrix site and applications. We could see very detailed. I didn't say that at first when we clicked on there, but we really see for a specific user, for a specific server, for a specific application, what the process usage is. So we can really dig down and see by the spikes when this happened. We can maybe see correlations between spikes. We can guesswork. So may these spikes have to do something with these spikes on Chrome there? Are they correlated? We could take this as a hint for further dig down, right? It's not always like that, but sometimes it may be like that. Okay, and we also have some overall informations here. So the overall consumption applications depend on the processor, memory, or on the user view. So we have both of the views, the application view, the user view, for process time and memory usage. Okay, so that's it for site and applications. And let's go for the third part, third overview actually, which is the Citrix processes, where we can have a closer look as well. At first, what you're going to see is, we see how much processes are there are per worker. So we could, if we dig into this line, we get all of this live information about the different systems running in our environment. We can see with this spike chart also how this is changing. So we see here it's slightly going up over the time, which may be the reason I think so that this is where workers started today and now are on the systems. And if you dig into, you could see a little bit more there maybe. And also you can see all of this. Well, I said this is a processes view, so really no rocket science. We could see the CPU consumption on average and maximum, the same for the memory usage, and also the I/O activity, which is a combination of network I/O and disk I/O. And so just to see something we maybe can dig into here. We're going to see that we have a big spike over here. This is where the CPU usage is very high. And we're going to see that this is the MS map engine. And we could see when we're just digging over that for 7 days, if there's something which is repeated every day, we're going to see that there is a spike, which is very often produced by this process. So it may be a process which is run regularly on this time place, and we're going to see, there's an I don't know, get the word, a regularity. And for those who know, we're going to know that this is part of the virus scan. So this is where the normal virus scan of the file system will start on a regular basis to check. So that was for the Citrix process page. Let's go back to our overview page where we have a last view I'd like to show you, which is for the workers. And this is more the classical view on systems, as many solutions are having it, which are just giving you an overall view on the CPU consumption, the memory consumption, about the network traffic, and I think very interesting, the processor queues, where we just see we have a 4-core system here, and everything going over 3, could be critical. So we're going to see here that the usage of a system of the dark blue it is, or black, I'm not so good with colors, of the Zendesk VCE02 is from time to time going over the wanted limit of 3. So maybe we need to have a deeper look into the system. So which processes are producing this, or maybe we should think about exchange the system with with a more core CPU, something like that. Yeah. So this is actually, well, many of you may know already, where we just have the overview on systems in average, but not on the direct user-centric view, but on a workers view. Okay, and as for last, what could be interesting is just to have the user statistics you asked about, how much we are logging here, what has been transferred. So about this system, you can see that overall, for the last day, there has been a transfer of 2.7 megabytes, and just switched the display to the last 7 days, which shows that we have 2.7K megabyte of data transferred, which is on the one hand the data transferred, which is 2.4 gigabyte from our agents, and then we have the standard agents for the operations manager, which are exchanging by 0.3 gigabyte of data. So you see the real usage data we have collected via our systems over the last 7 days is at 2.4 gigabytes. Well, and actually that's it as a short overview on this tool. And I just go back to the main page, and yeah, that's it for short. I mean, try it for free. Just downloaded it from our webpage, which is LogAnalytics.sepago.com, and let us know what you think. We're eager to get your input, and hopefully it's a tool which makes a lot of usage for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's very, very impressive, Sasha, and many kudos over to Marcel for creating this tool. I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
For sure.
So it is definitely an agent-based solution. Can you describe that process? What is the footprint of the agent, memory, CPU, bandwidth? What ports are required to be open? What kind of data is being sent? Because it is being sent up to the public cloud, right? It's being sent up to Azure. So are there any security issues or any user-specific or sensitive type of data that could be passed?
Yeah. So actually, all of the transfer of data is via HTTPS. We're using a web API on the server side. So you could just transfer everything going by port 443 or using your own proxy, which is configurable in the configuration file. And concerning, if what you're transferring is readable, it's all about how much you are trusting HTTPS transfers.
Sure.
The footprint is very low. So you need for the agent running, you need less than 2 megabytes of memory, and the CPU usage on an average system is less than 1%. So really nothing which should bring you into troubles.
Perfect. And how does this compare to other monitoring solutions? So, for example, Citrix has their solution. There's tons on the market. When would I use this versus the competition? Is this a replacement for some of that?
So, I mean, someone with a Citrix infrastructure could say that Director could be used for that. Well, it has partly the information our agent is offering, and you will not have it with all of the licenses. We think there is, for example, for RDS environments, there is no solution comparable to ours. And when you're asking what is specific about our solution, I think it really doesn't need any further infrastructure. So you can really let it run out of the box. You just need to install the agent. You don't need to set up anything like an SQL database. You don't need any other services you're relying on. So it's really just download, deploy it on your agents, import the views in Azure environment in your OMS, and then you're fine. You can go. And I think that is the niche we're running into. So you get a really fast setup with no additional costs, and it helps you to get an overview about the usage behavior of your sites, which helps you to dig down into the real issues. So it really helps you to point in the direction where an issue in your environment could be.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. And so this is 100% free. I don't need, I need an Azure license, right? I need to have an Azure membership. Do I need a System Center? Anything else?
No. You really need not to license anything else. We have been asked this a lot of time, and must just he gave me a piece of paper saying, and point out there is no System Center license needed. So just to repeat that, you really need nothing except your Azure subscription, and that's it. The rest is totally for free, and you only pay for the volume you're transferring.
Perfect. And one more time, where do we get this again? Can you give us the URL? Well, it's up on the screen in front, but LogAnalytics.sapago.com, right?
Exactly. That's the page you're going to get it from. And as I said, we just try to make it as easy as possible for you. I just click on the facts and details sheet where you just have an architectural overview for those of you who are interested in that. How the data collection is done, configuration of the agent, compatibility lists, and so on. So it should be straightforward. And if not, just drop us a line, and then we try to help you out with that.
And that's, Sasha, that's my last question. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing is important because we found out people are stumbling upon. When you have installed this solution and data from the first agent is transferred to the server, it may take 1 to 2 hours for the data structures to be prepared. So be a little bit patient there. So after your first data is transferred from your servers, it may take up 1 to 2 hours till you see the results in the OMS. So yeah, that is something I think very crucial, because I heard from 2 to 3 persons that they said it's not running because it takes a little bit, but only when the first worker or the first agent is transferring. So with the second agent, this is going in an instant, and you get this live information. It's about 30 seconds, which it will take. And
that's an Azure quirk?
It takes so long to build up the structures within Azure. And we're going to see here, if we just scroll down a little bit down. Yeah. So it's when the data scheme is created, this takes a lot. And this is an Azure quirk, as long as I know.
Okay. And then you said, if somebody
it's not, and we're doing something wrong, someone can point us in the right direction to do it faster, but we think it's Azure specific.
Perfect. And if somebody wants to learn more, besides the website, you said reach out to you. How do they reach out to you? Is there an email address somewhere on the site? What's the best way for them to reach out to you guys?
Yes, so there is a contact possibility on the webpage. Just if you go on the main homepage, scroll down a little bit, you're going to see there is a possibility to, get in contact to Marcel. I mean, he actually did this tool, so you should ask him. I maybe could help you as well, but if I'm stuck, I would ask him as well. So it's easier for you to directly go into contact with him, either via Twitter, or as you can see here, you can directly mail him, and he will be glad to help you out.
Perfect. And Well, what do I say? But thank you so much, Sasha, for your time. And Marcel, I mean, awesome tool. This is really quite impressive what you guys, Sapago ceases to amaze me. So you guys always come out with really great tools, great consulting, just downright great guys too. So par for the course at Sapago is probably the bottom line from me.
Oh,
What else do
thank
I
for the
say?
kudos.
Yeah, absolutely. You know that's true, Sasha. Come on. So again,
Sure.
thank you so much. I'll go ahead and give you the last word. Sound good?
Sounds perfect. So yeah, thank you for giving us the opportunity to show this to a broader audience. And well, I'm repeating myself, but everybody who's interested, download it, try it, and get back to us with feedback about what you want to see in there. We're really eager to see that and also to implement it as well, because we want to make it as good as possible.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. Bye.